When I think of the word sacrifice, many things come to mind, but with it being so close to Memorial Day, I'm reminded of all the men and women who've served this great country and laid down their lives for a greater purpose than their own. I'm reminded of the fact that even the men and women that serve in the military currently, they're out there protecting the freedoms that we have in this country, the freedom to worship, the freedom to do whatever we want. And they're also sacrificing other things besides quite possibly their lives for this country and those freedoms, but they're also sacrificing time with their family and the common comforts and everything that we have here in the United States. They're out there sleeping in a hole somewhere they've dug themselves, and it takes a lot of valor and a lot of courage to do something like that. But I'm also reminded of the greatest sacrifice ever made, and that's what Jesus has done for us. He came to this world to live a perfect life as an example for us. He spit on and he carries a cross up a hill just to be nailed to it. And he was sacrificed just for us to have a relationship with him eternally. It wasn't no temporary thing in his plan. But when we compare those, two sacrifices, women and men in the military, they're serving for that greater purpose. They're protecting their loved ones back home, and they're also protecting those freedoms. But when it comes to Jesus' sacrifice, it was all about forgiveness of sins and creating a way for us to have that relationship with Jesus so that we could have eternal life with him. So as we go into communion this morning, I want us to think about how that sacrifice was made for us, and it was the most important, the greatest gift of a sacrifice that could ever be made. It says in 1 John 2:2 that he is the atoning sacrifice for our sins, not just our sins, but for the sins of the whole world. So I want us to remember that as we take communion this morning.